Day one of the NBA playoffs are in the books. Now we jumping into day two. Are the Bucks on upset alert? How long can the Clippers last without Kawhi? Would the Miami Heat even have a chance without Jimmy? And would a baby Thunder rise to the occasion? Y'all know we're going to talk about it. We got the whole squad here, minus one. But we're going to talk about it right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. You got the whole squad here. I'm Bobby, your host for this episode. We got Cdub in the building, Big Kev, and Stevo Speaks is joining us as well. If you tuned in, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Day one of the NBA playoffs was an exciting one to match, with the last game being the Denver Nuggets versus the LA Lakers. And it was very, very interesting with a lot of things to tell. Now we on to day two, and it's a lot of good matchups. You got Bucks versus the Pacers. You got Miami versus Boston, the Clips versus the Mavs, and you got the Baby Thunder versus the Pelicans. We're going to start off with the Bucks versus the Pacers, though. Gentlemen, got a few things going on up in there in Milwaukee. You got Doc Rivers now filling in, and it ain't been all good for those boys. And Giannis is dealing with a bad Achilles injury right now. It's not ruptured, but it's bothering. Stevo, we starting with you with these young Indiana Pacers and a high speed pace offense. Are the Bucks on upset alert, my guy?
It's a big possibility in that. I mean, of course, I do believe they're starting the series off in Milwaukee, so they're going to have home field advantage off rip a little bit just to get the crowd into it and bother some a little bit. But at the end of the day, they're definitely on upset alert because you're going up against one of the high power teams in the NBA in the East. They're one of the top teams when it comes to scoring points, and that's going to go against some of the things that you've been struggling with throughout the whole season, which is your defense. Ever since you lost Drew Holiday and some of your key players off the bench, your defense just hasn't been the same. I think a lot of the movements from the getting rid of the old coach for the new coach and Doc Rivers was because of that, and it still hasn't improved to this point. So you're gonna be in trouble because this team can light it up, and I don't know if you can stop it. Now you can. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's definitely going to be a difficult task to stop it. So if I'm Indiana, I'm coming in on the first game and I punch you in the mouth. So you got to try to recover, and it's hard to recover in these playoffs. So is there a chance of an upset? Yes, especially with the injury with Giannis. And if to me personally, I said it yesterday on last night live. If I'm Giannis and if I'm any type of management when it comes to Milwaukee, I'm sending him. I'm not gonna play with no Achilles. You've been playing with that Achilles all season, and if you pop that Achilles, it's not, especially the way your playing style is, which is really based on your body, your athleticism, and everything when it comes to that. I wouldn't be willing to risk playing with an Achilles like that. So yeah, go ahead and cut it out. Cut your losses. Start preparing for next year, and try to see if you can fight out this season.
How you looking at things, Big Kev?
I mean, of course they're on upset alert, mainly because of Giannis though, like Giannis not being available or being available not at full strength. And quiet as is kept, Damian Lillard's health as well. Like he's been dealing with a hip issue for the last month or so. And with that being the case, he's not 100%, but nobody's 100% going into the playoffs. The main reason they're on upset alert is the reason why Adrian Griffin got fired is because of how the Pacers killed the Bucks all throughout the regular season. I think they won 3 out of 4 versus these guys, and that last loss that they had to the Pacers kind of led to them deciding to move on from Adrian Griffin because these guys just didn't play good defense. But Indiana's a great offensive team. They led the league in points and assists, and that's not going to just stop because of the playoffs. Now, obviously, the points will go down a little bit because the floor is going to shrink, but these guys are going to be ready to play whether it's in Milwaukee or in Indiana. So Minnesota should be on alert, absolutely.
Cdub.
When I look at this matchup, I look at the Milwaukee Bucks and what they have available because just forget about Giannis. I hope they don't put him in this game. We seen what happened to KD in that finals. Let's not risk his future trying to get in and play on the bum Achilles tendon. Let's They had a 30-13 record before they decided to switch coaches. It been at an adverse amount of adversity on this team that no leadership, you see no player on the player surface was stepped up to be the leader. And I'm including Giannis into this to stop this downward slope snowball effect that's going on with this team throughout this season. Do anybody think they gonna get an answer when the playoffs start? They haven't found the answer for the whole entire second half of the season. There's nobody. There's not a Drew Holiday on this team to calm this team down.
Or Grayson Allen.
I don't know about Grayson now. He good. He a good player to have on your team, but I don't know if he like a calming force, like a leadership, like a Drew Holiday a have. Now, Lillard is a better player than Drew Holiday, but for this team, the Milwaukee Bucks, Drew Holiday was the best option. They rolled the dice, and it didn't work. I don't see how they get out of this. The Indiana Pacers is just an offensive team that's just going to score the basketball. And once that pressure gets puts on the Milwaukee Bucks when they down 15, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. They gotta fight. They gotta fight. I don't think they have the leadership to get them above that adversity on this. So it's gonna be an uphill climb. I got Indiana just shocking the world, bro.
I think that the Bucks are absolutely on upset alert, and it's all on Giannis Antetokounmpo. If your ass in the offseason don't come to the podium and start throwing subliminals and talking about winning and what your future holds and money and all this stuff, your front office probably don't panic and blow the and kind of change up the scheme, the construction of your team. You know what I'm saying? You probably still have a Drew Holiday. And I honestly think that the way that the Bucks front office did it, they went about it the wrong way. I think
Yep.
Drew Holiday should still be here, but the guy that you should have got rid of was Chris Middleton. He's been injury prone forever. And outside of that one championship run, he's been boo-boo in the playoffs, at least to my knowledge. So you absolutely are on upset alert, especially when you're thinking about everything that happened during the regular season as well. And right now, like Doc Rivers, look, his coaching tenure has taken a hit tremendously these past few years. And to ask him to come in and damn near the middle of the season and change and try to help you compete for a championship, I don't see it happening.
It's
I don't see
just
it happening.
it's just too much going on. When have we seen a team with this much turmoil during your regular season and close to postseason time be successful in the playoffs?
It don't
You could
happen
just
like
look,
that.
it don't happen. There's too
Boston.
much
You
shit going on.
usually a LeBron team or Boston Celtics.
I
One or the
don't
other.
think so. They usually get that rectified even before the playoffs come around. They don't try to
Which is true. The
mend it
Boston,
in the playoffs,
yeah,
bro.
Boston kind of got it together towards the end of that season.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. So yeah, it hasn't really been too many people to let it drag to the playoffs and then try to address it. So I get what
Yeah,
you're saying about that.
yeah, bro. Like,
For
ugh.
sure.
The only reason I
So
mentioned Grayson Allen was for defense, though. The not
Okay,
And big
offense.
shots,
Yeah.
yeah, hey, for
and key
sure.
shots.
It's gonna be an interesting one starting later today. But hey, now I want to jump to the Los Angeles Clippers. The guys that said they the king of LA and still ain't bring no championship to LA. That's a troll. You already know. But Kawhi Leonard, he's dealing with some injuries. Hey, I gotta
You
give it to him. He
covering your
played a
hat.
lot of games this season. But they need you now. They need a run, at least in my mind, to the conference finals to justify anything that they was gonna be doing this season, especially with all these guys that they got on the team. But the question is, Cdub, coming to you first. How long could the Clips go against the Dallas Mavericks without Kawhi Leonard?
I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all think I'm gonna jump on here and be super Clipper man, but I'm gonna be honest. They can't go far and they can't go long without Kawhi Leonard. He is the captain of the ship. He is the guy that makes this team go. Now I will say they can go a game or two, and be competitive.
That's my max. 2 games.
A game or two and be competitive in this series right here with the Dallas Mavericks, who is a threat to the Lakers. I mean, to the Clippers in this series. But absolutely, they can't go long. They can't go far without Kawhi Leonard for sure.
Absolutely. Big Kev, what's your thoughts?
I can't even understand why I'm surprised, but I didn't even know that Kawhi Leonard was out. I thought he was coming into the playoffs ready to go, but this is what the song we've been singing all season to our beloved Cdub, that the Clippers are gonna have to show us in the playoffs that Kawhi Leonard is gonna have to be healthy for the playoffs. And here we go, same song and dance. Kawhi Leonard out to start the playoffs, and it puts the Clippers in a bad situation. There's no way around it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we also know something else about Kawhi Leonard. If he's not ready to go, he's not going to play. He's not going to push through it and try to go out there and on a bum knee. So it's a chance that you might not even see. Hey, I'm not saying that he should see Dub. I'm just saying that he's not going to. We've never seen Kawhi Leonard go out there try to overdo it. And unfortunately for the Clippers, man, it's just not a good look. They're in trouble if Kawhi Leonard does not play in this series. They're not going to win, and they're going to have trouble even if he does play, even if he was healthy.
Are you trying to imply that he doesn't play hard when he's on the court? Is that what you're saying?
No, I said that he's not going to go out there if he's not ready to play, if he's not
Okay.
physically healthy to play.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Steve-O, you look flabbergasted. What you got?
When the fuck he get hurt?
That's what I'm saying.
What you mean? Oh,
It's a chance. Let's be clear. He's questionable.
He missed the
So
last
is it-
8 games of the season, bro.
bro. Hey, we ain't about to keep singing this song, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, get your big Calvin Cambridge ass on the go, bro. We ain't finna deal with this, bro.
I
Play
told
the
you,
game, dog.
them big beefy ass New Balances don't cut it.
My mama, bro. You better
Beefy
get, bro.
Lou.
You better go get that Patrick Mahomes cortisone shot and get it right, folks. We ain't finna keep dealing with this, bro. I was expecting a decent little series right here, bro. This team needs you. All serious aside, this team needs you. You, like you said, you the engine to the boat. You the engine to the car. You the engine to the truck. This team ain't going as far as you go. So
Facts.
you need to do whatever you need to do. I don't care if you got to go into a goddamn Goku oxygen chamber, hyperbolic chamber. If he got to go freeze that knee, if he got to go to the glaciers of Antarctica and talk to the people of Zamunga and do some pray over his knee, something. I'm tired of this.
He talking about go talk to the people of Zamunda.
I'm tired of this.
Hey, I'm with you on that, cause hey, enough is enough, bro. You gotta do something. So, hey,
And
we
if
shall see
he's
what
not
happens.
he's not 100%, he's not gonna do nothing. That dude is gonna sit out.
Me.
And that's 100% fact. And
me.
it to some degree you should be like that, but
Yeah.
3 years in, you have to sacrifice something. Goddamn it!
Oh, the real. Get him
Kawhi
keys
Leonard will
back.
play today. He gonna play today.
We're
I
gonna
gonna
hope,
play.
you hope you're
He
right.
gonna play.
Yeah, it's a game time decision, and by he got what time they play? They play at 2:30. I got until 12:30 to hear that he
Oh, the
playing.
real. That's what that drop. That dude's gonna drop. So hey,
It's a threat. He gotta play. He gonna play.
he
That's
gotta
what I'm
play though
thinking.
if they want to win this
They a
game.
threat.
The
Dallas.
Mavs,
Hey,
the Mavs been looking all right, bro. They
Yeah.
kind of figuring some stuff out. So
if Anthony Davis is playing and Joel Embiid is playing after getting injured in the game and then coming back and still playing, no excuses from Kawhi, bro.
It's not the same thing. Okay, whatever. It's
It
not
ain't
the
the
same
same
You're right.
thing
It ain't the same
It's not
thing.
the same.
because
You're right. It's not the
they
same
playing
thing.
and he not. So that's
I'm
why.
about to say
It's
you're
not the
right.
same.
No,
It's not
that
the same
way
thing.
where I was going.
hey, that's exactly where you was going.
No, I wasn't
Hey.
going. And the Clippers can afford for one game more than the Philadelphia 76ers can afford a game without Embiid. When you lose Embiid from the Sixers, they turn into a 10 seed.
Yeah.
If you lose the Kawhi Leonard from the Clippers, they turn into a 6 seed.
Yeah,
That's it.
but Joel Embiid shouldn't be playing, and he playing.
We gonna see.
Ain't got nothing to do with
We
Kawhi.
gonna see. It's gonna be
But-
very,
It
very
do.
interesting, y'all, for
Ain't nothing to
sure.
do with
But
it.
Dallas
Man.
did go 16-2, bro, to finish the season. Bobby, to your point.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
was
I'm
they
saying.
was
They
scorching.
clicking, bro. They clicking right now. So they better be ready to come to play. And yeah. But we got another matchup, the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. Me personally, I think that the Heat will win one game. If you give the Heat another game, there is a chance. Boston, we know that y'all are the best in the Eastern Conference and arguably one of the top 3 in the league, maybe top 2 if you could look at the teams. So you got to be able to close this thing out, and you can't give Heat culture any sense of life because whew, we know that culture can go there and fast some things up and buy some time for Jimmy Butler for sure. So I say that Miami, they don't got no chance without Jimmy. But if the Boston Celtics don't handle their business, it's gonna be very, very interesting within this series. And it's gonna be interesting to see anyway. Stevo, how you feeling about the Miami versus the Boston Celtics?
I think Boston, the type of mindset they need to come into this series is whoop they ass every single game.
On
Because you
me.
cannot let them buy time, like you just said, for Jimmy to come back. Because if you allow Jimmy to come back, you're at risk of losing the whole series. Yes, you're at risk of losing the whole series. They have shown you with that culture, with the coaches that they have, and even with how the coaches is getting some of these players that we ain't seen all damn
Bro.
season to play. So I wouldn't play it all with it, and that's my worry with this team. It's been too many times over the past few years where you see them play with their food just a little bit too much, and sometimes it goes to bite them in the ass. Last year it did bite them in their ass.
Facts.
So I hope they come in, realize, hey, especially between them two superstars down there and Jalen Brown and Tatum, y'all need to win this year. Yeah, like out of everybody in this whole league, y'all two mugs need to win. Y'all been there way too many times. Y'all been too close too many times. Y'all have to win this year, or you as subjects will be calling overrated.
On
Oh,
me.
oh.
Cdub, follow up.
Hey man, you know who mad about the Chicago Bulls losing that play-in game more than the Chicago Bulls fans? The Boston Celtics. Because this is their worst nightmare, bro, to play these guys. Just the way they play defense. Look at they zone they play. They keep all they not gonna let you get clean looks from the 3-point line. And what is Boston Celtics team? What has this team done all season? Spam 3-pointers. Just spam them for no, but they've been effective all fucking season to the tune of the number 1 seed, the Boston Celtics. But if they get if the all I think the Heat gotta win one game, and then I think Jimmy Butler probably played like game 3, game 4. You know what I'm saying? Is if they can sneak one game out and extend this season, oh Boston, you gonna be in trouble, bro. You start missing shots in a couple games. You can't hit a 3-pointer because that's what you do now. Now you're depending on Porzingis to be that guy if the other two guys have their usual fall off in the playoff, because both of them usually have their little thing when they fall off, and they hoping Porzingis is that guy. I'm not worried about Drew Holiday, but you really think Porzingis can save you in a couple games? Okay, but we'll see what happens.
Big bro.
Man, Boston better go out there and put their foot on these dudes' necks and keep it moving. I don't care what culture is in Miami. They don't have Terry Rozier. They don't have Jimmy Butler. And Eric Spoelstra cannot go out there and play. So regardless of what Miami has done, congratulations to them to making it to the 8th seed. But Boston is by far the best team in the Eastern Conference, and it's not even close.
Okay.
And even if they shoot 35% from 3, they still should be up by a lot. These guys have the biggest point differential damn near in NBA history. They're
Yeah, it's like
37
plus
and
20
4.
something.
Yeah, they 37 and 4 at the crib. And right now, what I think is good is they're saying all the right things. They got the right mentality coming into the playoffs. Al Horford himself said that it feels different this year the way they've been playing at home. Last season, they kind of leaned on the fans, but this season, they got to come out, play, and perform. So they got the right mindset. And honestly, if Jimmy Butler and Rozier were playing, this would be a different series and it would be their worst nightmare. But at the end of the day, Miami culture can get a book can outplay and outcoach a Chicago Bulls team. There's no way in hell they should go out there and outplay and outperform this Boston Celtics team. And if the Boston Celtics lose, it's time to have real conversations, honest conversations about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But until that happens, I doubt it'll happen in this playoff series. Boston is the favorite to go to the finals.
I take Jaylen Brown off y'all hands.
Hey, I don't think you being honest with yourself. You seen what Miami did to them last year. You ain't respecting Miami, bro, and that's bogus. Kev, you ain't
I saw
respecting
a Miami team with Jimmy Butler go out there and with players that left in the offseason that's on other
Max
teams
Strus,
go
Gabe
out
Vincent.
there.
All right.
Right. Like this is not the same Miami team. And
It's a
Boston
tough
should
team.
not, there's no way Boston goes out there and loses their first 3 games against Miami like they did last season. They had to win
Probably
3
not.
straight to force
They
game
did.
7.
Yep.
That's not about to happen again, bro, because this is not the same. Now,
I
if you
got a
got to,
hypothetical.
How about losing one at home?
now
Kev?
I can see that. Obviously, game 1
There
is
we
the hardest.
go.
Listen, I'm not saying that they're gonna lose game 1 because of Miami Heat culture. Game 1 is the toughest game to win in any playoff series, regardless of any team.
Always game 7.
But the Boston Celtics, they need to go out there and be a buzz saw. They need to go out there and play perfect basketball, regardless of what Miami's doing. I want to see this 140-point team that's been going out there killing at the crib to do the same thing. The
Agreed.
game don't stop. Go
Stat,
ahead, Bobby. My bad.
stat
No,
wise,
I
I was
said
just gonna
agreed.
say stat wise, they should be the first team to get a sweep.
Yeah.
Bro, literally quick.
No, you
It
said you had
should
a
be quick.
hypothetical, Bobby.
Should, but the key word is
Oh.
should.
I was going. I did have a hypothetical. I was just going to ask real quick. What would be your thoughts if Miami split before headed back to Miami?
My thoughts would be that Boston is still going to win this series. It's going to be 4-1 then. Like
Nah,
it ain't.
me,
There's
my thought would be
I ain't gonna
hell.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still not 100% believer on that coach in Boston. Not
Me
even gonna
either.
lie to you.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Joe
So
Mazzulla.
if we get to that point, I'm not gonna sit there and say it's 100% they gonna win because Eric Spoelstra can outclass your ass for 2 extra games.
Oh, we
Yeah.
just seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just seen him turn somebody around, take the switch, and handle business.
But what should happen is this Boston this should be the season that this Boston team grows up, kind of similar to how that Milwaukee team grew up on their championship run. Because that's
Fair
what was
enough.
happening to Giannis. Every season
Yep.
it was like, oh man, he can't get over the hump. And they grew up offensively and defensively during the playoffs during their run. I expect the same thing from Boston.
If Boston don't
or
get to
like
the
how that
finals this
Miami
year
team.
and have a legit chance to win, then when the hell is it gonna happen? I'm just saying.
Mhm.
And
That's
as I
what I
said, this year kind of has to be like that Miami team that the year after they lost to Dallas. You got to win, or everything
Yeah.
they've been talking about with y'all is just some shit,
I
and it's
agree.
time to make some moves.
I
For
agree.
sure. And lastly, before we get up out of here, y'all, it's the OKC Thunder versus the New Orleans Pelicans. We even had Shannon Sharp say something crazy. This is the weakest #1 seed we've seen in a very long time. A lot of people believe that Shannon Sharp gonna have to eat those words. I do. I believe this is SGA's continue coming out party because he's been partying, but a lot of people don't think he's the party animal. So I think that right now, I think, hey, if Zion come back with real quick, it's gonna get interesting. But I'm gonna take the baby Thunder and believe that SGA will be the guy to help them prevail. And I can't forget about Chet. I can't forget about J-Dub. And I think they are well coached. They got a lot to offer out over there. And I just think they'll be able to do a little bit more than the Pelicans. But the Pelicans, I believe, is not an easy out. I believe this series could go 6, 7 games, honestly, if Zion returns, because we seen in that Lakers game before he went down, he was a man that was unstoppable. We thought
Yes.
LeBron James was a freight train. This motherfucker is a freight train with a Mack truck attached to the front of it. You getting hit hard twice.
Yes.
What are y'all thoughts on that? We're gonna start with Cdub.
I think this is a series that the OKC Thunder is going to have the advantage on, and it's going to be a quick sweep for the OKC Thunder. I would say with or without Zion, you might have a couple close games, but the OKC Thunder is just a pretty much better overall team. Greatly built. I like the coach over there, and even with a healthy Zion, I don't think they can get a game from OKC. I'm gonna say the exposure the next round. Not against another young team that they just got to have better talent than. They got to go
Kev,
against a veteran team.
Uh, I wouldn't say even with Zion. I feel like the Pelicans are another one of those teams that finished the season strong. In fact, they were on pace to get to like 50 wins. In fact, I think they did get 50 wins. So this team is no slouch, but because Zion is out and he's that bull in the china shop that just goes out there and just abuses his opponents, and that hurts teams offensively too. When you got to go down there and get hit in the chest a few times with a shoulder, and then go down there and try to play offense, it takes a little bit out of you. However, this team led by SGA is a really good team, and regardless of who the number 8 seed would have been, even if it was one of the veteran teams like Golden State or the Lakers, I kind of feel like this team is ready at least to win the first round. There's a reason why they're the number one team in the West, and there was no easy feat. And
Mhm.
the only thing that can slow these guys down is if the referees swallow their whistles, because SGA does get a lot of his output from the free throw line. And if he has to adjust to that and he's unable to do so, then the games are going to be closer. But I agree with Dub. This should be a sweep. Um, CJ McCollum has shown throughout history that
Oh
he
God,
doesn't show up in
bro.
in big games. And Brandon Ingram hasn't really had many big games to play in. We don't know what
I
Ingram
think
we're
it's
gonna.
time for a change of scenery for him. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. But I
Chicago.
agree with you. We just don't know which Brandon Ingram we're gonna get. Is he gonna be Kyle Kuzma or Brandon Ingram? We're gonna find out this series. But if Brandon Ingram shows up and McCollum shows up, it's gonna be an interesting series. But I doubt both of them show up night in and night out consistently to make this series go more than 4 to 5 games.
Steve-O.
I'm gonna be quite frank. Without Zion on this team, it's not really a team to me. They
It's
don't.
not.
They don't. They
Yeah, they
don't.
have.
They don't look like a well-oiled machine without Zion. Zion, just like with every other main stars with lesser talent around them, they're as far as he go is as far as you go, and he ain't going nowhere right now. He's sitting on the side. We don't even know if he's coming back. So
Yeah,
at this current point in time, I'm expecting a sweep. I'm hoping a sweep. Because, like I said in previous videos, I don't think Bi like it there.
I don't
I
either.
don't think the vision is clear there. I don't think he has a good rapport with Willie Green, and I'm also being a little bit selfish because I want him to come here. So I'm hoping for the absolute worst, so he get the hell on.
Oh
I'm with you
no,
on that.
another
They got a
injury
big
prone
hole.
star.
They have a huge hole at the point guard spot. I don't know who idea it was to try to get CJ McCollum to play the point guard
We
when
need to
he
play
wasn't even
Alvarado.
that.
Play
He wasn't even that
Alvarado.
in Portland. So
Why won't they play Alvarado? That is
who
just
knows?
crazy to me. Start that kid. What
For
the
real.
fuck?
That's your
Just
energy.
goofy.
And I'm with you because Willie Green sat them out in that fourth quarter of that first play-in matchup that they
Silly.
had.
As your star player is getting his ass walked out to the end of the damn to the
Facts.
back.
It was complete stupidity in my opinion.
They saying he was under the influence.
I don't give a
On the
fuck if he was
bench.
under the influence.
That's
Well,
what
you
they
better
say.
influence your asses to this game and make an influence to these other motherfuckers
I'm
on
about to
this
say
team.
I'd have done a lot of things under the influence. What?
I'm about to say, I don't think
Maybe he in the huddle, not really paying attention in the huddle.
I mean,
that's
You
what
know?
I really think it is. I think he's in that mode like I'm done with this situation.
Yeah.
Like I really think that's what it is. He not listening
could
to
be
nothing.
something.
He not trying to listen to nothing. He just waiting for it to end so he can move.
For sure. I'm all for it. But hey, those games will be tipping off in a couple hours. We're gonna see what happens. Does anybody have anything left?
We'll be back later tonight to recap today's games.
Hey,
Bro,
so
sure.
y'all tune in, lock in before you go. Hit the like button and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts and everything down below. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. I was with Cdub, Stevo, and Big Bro Kev. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.